Hello, 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 Andrea, Angelica, Freddy, my punctual people. How are you guys today? How's everything?
Hi, teacher. I'm doing great,
Hello.
thank you. What about you?
I'm good. I'm doing great. I'm very happy because it's almost the end of the week and also the end of the cycle. I'm very excited about it. I'm also excited about starting B2.5 next week. So everything is going great. Here, hello, Andrea. Hello, hello. So thank you guys again for being here on time. I really appreciate that. So let's get it started. I am going to share the agenda for today. Remember that today we're having our 13th class, which means that tomorrow we're finishing our cycle. Today is June the 29th. We are going to start.
Teacher, the Moodle activities, they are due Friday or?
Saturday morning.
Okay, thank you.
Saturday morning, yes. Because I'm gonna be grading your exams and I'm gonna be uploading the grades on the platform. So I need the grades to be ready by noon, so I have enough time to check them and grade that part and upload it to the system and then close the grip. Okay.
Okay, thank
Okay, very good. So, people, we are going to start with a warming up activity about ellipsis and substitution. This is going to be our topic for today. Very easy. It's very, I mean, this is something that you are already familiar with. This is not a new topic. So, we're going to start with ellipsis and substitution. Then we're going to take encuesta satisfacción. Maybe this is going to be, I mean, I'm going to switch encuesta satisfacción to be the third one because I need everyone to be in the session when we take this. So maybe the second activity is going to be grammar review about ellipsis and substitution, and we're going to do a group practice. And then as the last part of our session, we're going to work on the speaking task. Okay. So let's start the first activity. In the first activity, it's about ellipsis and substitution. You're going to see some questions and you are going to click on the correct answer in order to move on or in order to continue. So you're going to click on iniciar. And then we have 18 questions in which you have to choose the correct option or the option that you think is correct. So for example, here we use omission, substitution, or ellipsis when we omit a word or a group of words not to sound too repetitive. What do you think? I mean, try your best or give your guessing here. For example, ellipsis or substitution. I'm gonna click on, this one. And if it's not correct, then it will show you the correct one. Okay. No, Natalie, I do the roll call at 6:15, so not yet. Then we have another one. How would you use ellipsis in I want to be more responsible, but I can't be more responsible? So remember that ellipsis is what we do not to sound too repetitive. Okay. So how would you change this in order not to sound too repetitive? So you say, I want to be more responsible, but I can't. I want to be more responsible, but I can't be so. Or I want to be more responsible, but I can't be more. So some of these are pretty obvious. Some of these are like, oh, I know this, So you would choose the one that you think best shows the examples of ellipses in the sentence. Is the activity clear, guys? Is it clear?
you. Yes, teacher, it is.
Okay, alrighty. So,
Sure.
yes.
Hello, sorry, I just arrived, so
Mhm.
can you repeat the activity, please?
Yeah, of course. So it's just an activity. It's just a game for you to review a little bit about omission, substitution, and ellipsis. This is something that you might already be familiar with, but maybe you don't just know the name or the actual name to this, for example, substitution or ellipsis or omission. So we are, or you guys are going to read a sentence and you're going to choose the best option that best fits in that empty space. So we use omission, substitution, or ellipsis. We already said that ellipsis is the correct answer, right? We use ellipsis when we want to omit a word or a group of words not to sound too repetitive, okay? Then you move to the next one. How would you use ellipsis in I want to be more responsible, but I can't be more responsible? Remember that in ellipsis, we try to not to sound too repetitive. So I want to be more responsible, but I can't. I want to be more responsible, but I can't be so. Or I want to be more responsible, but I can't be more. So which sentence would you use, or which one will be the best example of ellipsis? That's it. And then you move to the next ones and you read the sentence, you read the situation, and then you choose the best one. Okay, good.
Yes, teacher, thank you.
Okay, go ahead. Ready, guys? Did you finish or not yet?
Not yet, teacher.
Okay. So Freddy, Andrea, Christian, you guys already finished. Okay. Carol, you as well. Sarai. Okay, great. Okay, people. So we are going to move on. We're going to move on and um we're going to start because we're going to work in groups for the following activity, okay? So we are going to pay attention to this part about ellipsis and substitution. So we are going to page 148 and 149. People, here there is a lot of information that I consider as just extra information. It's just a lot. So we are not going to focus on like every single thing that is here because I don't consider that is that important. I mean, I just consider that it's just a lot. So let's go to the part that we for sure are going to use and for sure you're going to need, or that you need to know, you need to review, and it's about ellipsis and substitution. So we're going to pay attention to these two parts. So ellipsis means leaving out one or more words when they're obvious from the context. So if you remember the game, you can't listen. Guys, can you hear me? Can you hear me well?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, I
Teacher, we
can.
can.
Yes. Okay. Thank you for confirming. Maybe it's your internet, Andrea. Maybe try leaving the session and then coming back to see if it works now, because your classmates can listen to me. So sorry. So ellipsis means leaving out one or more words when they're obvious from the context. So when we don't repeat every time the same word because the other person knows what we're talking about. In informal speech, it is common to miss out the beginning of certain phrases when it's clear who or what is being referred to. This often occurs or happens with imperative. So imperative, we normally say be careful or be quiet, but we can simply say careful or quiet. So we use ellipsis, that means eliminating one or more words when it's pretty obvious what we are talking about. So instead of saying be careful or be quiet, we simply say careful or quiet. In pronounce, I usually say I don't think so or I don't know, but I can also say don't think so or don't know. But that is pretty uncommon. That's very uncommon. That's very informal. Sorry, very informal. Don't think so or don't know. Pronounce plus be, for example, it's nice to meet you. This is what we always say. We say nice to meet you instead of saying it's nice to meet you. Actually, the real form is it's nice to meet you because we always need a subject in the sentence, but we simply say nice to meet you. So or I'm sorry, instead of saying I'm sorry, right? Instead of saying I am sorry or I'm sorry, I say sorry. So it's pretty common to eliminate, to use ellipsis when we have the pronoun plus the verb to be. Also, pronounced plus verb to be plus articles. Like, it's a nice day, so we say nice day. Or it's a pity. Oh, pity, you know? Or it's a good thing it's a good thing you were here to help. Good thing you were here to help. So we can also eliminate or use ellipsis to make it shorter, and when it's obvious what we refer to, what we're talking about. Also with auxiliary verbs plus pronouns, like, have you got the time? So we say got the time, or are you coming, instead of saying coming, instead of saying are you coming, right? Or have you finished? So finished, you know, I usually ask this, like, finished, guys. So instead of saying have you finished, I use ellipsis and I say finished. So this is because you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm referring to, and in order to make it faster, okay? Good. Words are often missed out after an auxiliary verb to avoid repetition. If you're not prepared to lend me the money, then I'm sure Jeffrey is. So Jeffrey is what? Jeffrey is prepared to lend me the money. Instead of saying the whole sentence, I can simply use the auxiliary verb to make it shorter, or to eliminate that phrase. For another example, if I say everyone in the class, or no one else in the class can speak French, but Alexandra can. So here I'm saying Alexandra can speak French, right? So instead of saying Alexandra can speak French, so I simply say, but Alexandra can. Let me write an example here for you. Or we can't. Or most of us can speak French. Most of us can't speak French, but Alexandra can. So if I say this, I'm avoiding repeating the sentence. I'm avoiding repeating, but Alexandra can speak French. So I use the auxiliary verb that I'm using. You need to be careful here. Deben tener cuidado, chicos, con el auxiliar de la oración. Aquí estoy utilizando el can. So here también debe haber una concordancia, right? Si utilizo el do o el does, entonces en la siguiente oración también debería utilizar el do o el does, right? For example, if I say, or did. I didn't come to class yesterday, but Freddy did. So Freddy did come to class yesterday, right? Or Freddy came to class yesterday. So instead of saying the whole thing, I can use the auxiliary just to make it shorter, or in order to avoid repeating the same thing. Okay, good. Is it clear so far?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. If a verb is followed by an infinitive with to, we include the to, but we omit the verb. There is no need to say if you don't want to. Instead, if you don't want to say, you don't have to come if you don't want to. So that means if you don't want to come, right? So it's very common to say this. There is no need to say, there is no need to call me. There is no need to go if you don't want to. If you don't want to go, if you don't want to stay, if you don't want to leave. Okay, so we can also omit the verb, but we need to include the preposition to. If something has already been mentioned earlier in the conversation, then it is often missed out. So for example, would you like a glass of juice? Yes, please. Apple or orange, instead of saying apple juice or orange juice. So the person knows what we are talking, what we are referring to. So the person knows that I'm talking about apple, not the fruit, but the juice. Apple juice or orange juice. So instead of saying juice and juice, so I simply say apple or orange. It is inferred, easily inferred, that we are talking about juice, not the fruit, okay? Good. Now, let's go with substitution. In substitution is when a single word is used to replace a word or phrase, often to avoid repetition. For example, one is used to substitute a single countable noun. It's like uno. No como uno, right? So it's like in Spanish, the word uno. Uno refers to single self, right? I would love to have a dog, but mom won't let me have a. We'll see one example of this later on. Let's go with one to refer to a single countable noun. One, I would love to have a dog, but mom won't let me have one. What are referring to? One what? One dog. So instead of saying one dog or a dog, I simply say one. Once is used to substitute plural countable nouns. Which shoes look better, the brown ones or the black ones? Here, ones is,
Teacher,
yes.
no, finish. Sorry, I interrupt you.
Okay, it's okay. So which shoes look better, the brown ones or the black, the brown ones or the black ones? So here, ones is making reference to shoes. So puedo sustituir la palabra la palabra que quiero, digamos, no repetir por one si es singular y one si es plural. The brown ones, the black ones. ¿A qué estoy haciendo referencia? A los zapatos, the shoes. Some is used to substitute countable nouns. These
Teacher,
yes.
sorry. For example, in the second example, I can say which shoes look better, the brown ones or the black shoes?
You
For
can
no
say
repeat
that.
twice once also?
No, it sounds better if you say the brown ones or the black ones. It doesn't matter if you repeat the word once here. It doesn't matter. Okay?
Okay, teacher.
Good. Because they're used especially for that, to substitute the word shoes. So it will be weird to use it just one and then the second time not use it. It will sound like a little bit weird, but of course you can, but it's more natural to say like this, the brown ones or the black ones. Some is used to substitute countable nouns. This ice cream is gorgeous. Would you like some? So some is referring to the ice cream, okay? With uncountable. Can we count the ice cream? No, we can't, right? No, we can't. So we use some instead of one or instead of ones. Utilizamos el some con los no contables, porque es que el uno me indica, one or ones para los que son contables, pero plural. Como el helado yo no lo puedo contar, right? So I use some, okay? So instead of saying, would you like ice cream? Or would you like ice cream? I say, would you like some? Some what? I'm referring to the ice cream. Do or does substitutes a verb plus the object. For example, I don't like football, but my wife does. So it's very similar here to this example here, guys. When I say most of us can speak French, but Alexandra can't. So instead of saying or instead of using the whole sentence, I can use the auxiliary do or does to substitute a verb and an object. Another example, I have to get up early tomorrow. I don't. That's the short form, or that is a substitution instead of saying I don't have to get up early tomorrow. So instead of saying all the thing, I simply say I don't. And the other person understands what I'm talking about. Good. The next one, so substitutes a clause. Does this bus go to the station? I think so. So instead of saying, I think this bus goes to the station, so when el so replaces everything, el so me reemplaza todo, right? So en vez de decir, I think this bus goes to the station, I simply say, simplemente digo, I think so. Easy, short, fácil, corto, I think so. I think so means this bus goes to the station. And then so, neither, nor, plus the auxiliary, plus subject substitutes a whole clause. Este sí, todo completo. For example, we're going to Spain for our holidays. So are we. Or I'm not taking a holiday this year. Neither am I, or nor I am. Okay, nor am I. Sorry, nor am I. Okay, guys. So we're gonna do practice because this topic is not difficult, but it takes practice. Okay. So instead of talking about like all this information that is a lot, it's a lot of information. We're just going to focus on this part about ellipsis and substitution. So we are going to work in groups and we're going to talk about urban legends about ellipsis and substitution. When do we use to be careful with ellipses and substitutions? Especially when we write texts, when we write paragraphs, when we write essay, whatever, instead of repeating, especially in writing parts, also in spoken language, but especially when we write, we need to be extra careful here and we need to avoid repeating sentences. So in groups, we're gonna have a group A and group B. So if you are group A, you need to replace this. You need to analyze two stories and use ellipsis or substitution to make the underlined parts sound more natural. Because remember that the aim of the ellipsis and substitution is to make the words or to make the sentence more natural. So here, for example, we have a man from Afghanistan was suffering from headaches, a runny nose, and problems with his eyesight in his right eye. When the man from Afghanistan, so instead of saying when the man from Afghanistan, we need to replace it for with another word. So instead of saying when the man from Afghanistan, we can say when he got, right? When he explained his headaches and runny nose and problems with his eyesight and his right eye, instead of repeating the same thing that we just used, that we just said, how can you replace it? How can you do it? How can you transform this in order to avoid repetition? Okay, so you're going to work in groups and you're going to work group A in this first part. And then group B, if you are sent to group B, you're going to do these two. Okay, good. So people, before we move on, I'm going to do the roll call. Is the activity clear?
Yes, teacher.
So,
Yes, teacher.
Okay, very good. Danny, I think you were going to ask something.
so we have to read and
Yeah,
rewrite
so
there
you read and you rewrite.
summary,
Yes,
like
you read and
summary
you rewrite.
using, okay, teacher.
Ellipsis and substitution. Yes. If you need to go to the book and check any of the information from here, you can do it. Of course, you can. So let me do the roll call. I just sent the link of the folder on the chat, and I'm gonna do the roll call. Today is the 29th. Good. Acevedo Cuevas Saray.
Present, teacher.
Very good. Albarracín Caballero Cristian.
I'm here, teacher.
Very good. Ayala Viloria Joeli. Joeli. Okay. Bakayain Andrea. Present, teacher. Very good. Carrera Bonilla John Hammer. Hammer is not here. Cordero Castellanos Brian.
Hello, teacher.
Hello. Um, Bakayain Andrea. Did I name you? Sorry. Yes, teacher. Andrea, very good. Brian is here. Good. Fonseca Garcia Freddy.
Here.
Good. Liscano Arisa Judy. Oh. Los Adias Diana. She can be here. Muñoz Salazar Andrea.
Present, teacher.
Very good. Pérez Ardila Natalie.
Here, teacher.
Very good. Excellent. Pinzón Linares Mayra.
Present, teacher.
Excellent. Rodríguez Llorente Harold.
Hi, teacher.
No. Sandoval Miranda Angélica.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Sierra Jaime Daniela.
Hi, teacher.
Good. Velasco Uribe Ana María.
Hi, teacher.
And Vera Peña Jennifer. Okay, Jennifer. Okay. So we are missing three students. So we can take the encuesta satisfacción now that all of you are here in the session. So I mean the majority of you are here in the session. So I am going to share this link with you. You're going to take a couple of minutes to answer this. And then if you need your student's code, please let me know so I can share it with you. Okay, I just sent the information on the chat. Please take some minutes to read it and to answer it. Thank you. People, if you need your students code, let me know, okay? I am sending some of you the code. Ready, people? Do you finish?
Yes, teacher.
Yes,
teacher,
teacher.
finish.
Did you all finish?
Yes, teacher.
Yes. All
Yes.
right. Okie dokie, guys. So now we are going to work in groups. Oh, almost, Jennifer, you haven't finished? Okay. Let's wait one more minute while Jennifer finishes her encuesta, her survey, and then we continue, okay? Alrighty, people. In the meantime, I am going to explain again the task. So I am going to send you to two breakout rooms, and the first one it's gonna be group A, and the second one it's gonna be group B. So if you are sent to group 1, it means that you are gonna be part of group A. Then if I send you to group 2, it means that you are gonna be sent to if you're group B, then it means that you were sent to group number 2, okay? And give me here 1 second. Good. So again, if you are in session 2 in group number 2, then it means that you are part of group B, okay? Okay, Jennifer, excellent. Thank you very much for letting me know. So group number 1, you guys are gonna be group A, and you're gonna be working on this 2 paragraphs. They're very short. About ellipsis and substitution. So you're going to read 2 stories and use ellipsis or substitution to make the underlined parts sound more natural. So I want everyone participating, giving your ideas and discussing and trying to find the best word or the best words for these or that substitute the sentences that are highlighted, okay, or underlined. And then group number 2, you're going to be doing the same, okay, but it's going to be different stories. Then we're coming back here to the class, to the main session, and we're going to discuss your results, okay? Good. Is the activity clear, guys?
Yes, teacher, completely.
Completely clear. That's awesome. So I am sharing the link of the folder again. Remember that it's under class 13. Here you find the 2 activities for group A and group B. So now I'm going to send you to the breakout rooms. It's going to be around 7 people per group. So it's going to be it's not going to take you that long because it's going to be 7 people working together. So please and I'm going to give you access to share your screen. And if you guys need to create, that part is important. This part is important. If you need to upload a document here, you can create a copy. Let me do it for you. Let me do it for you so that it's easier for you, the task. I'm going to create a copy. And this
activity is great.
not this one. No, this one is
Okay.
not graded. The one that I'm gonna grade is this one, okay? The speaking task, which is gonna be, speaking, and it's gonna be kind of like a game, okay? So it's gonna be very interesting. So here, let me change the name. I'm gonna have one for group 1, group A. And this is going to be for group B. Here, guys, you can write down your answers, okay? So you can use this document to document your answers, and you can keep track of it and then work together in the same file, okay? So group A, group A, group B, group B. This one that says a speaking task, we're going to ignore this one because this is in case we need it, but for the speaking task after the break that we get to work on that, okay? So just ignore this one. And now I'm going to send you to the breakout rooms. You can remember that one of you can share your screen, and I'm going to be visiting the sessions in case you need help with anything. Alrighty, you can now join the session. John, are you here? Are you still here with us? Before you go to the breakout rooms, I'm going to send you one link for you to answer. It's the encuesta de satisfacción. So I will appreciate if you can answer it or take it. So let me share the link with you. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Hello, Sarai. What's your group?
The first one, teacher. I don't know what happened. Porque yo los escucho a ellos hablar
Oh,
y no sé por qué me sacó, pero estoy ahí. Ahí
okay.
estoy.
Okay, it's okay.
Perdón, profe, ese no es el grupo, es el otro.
Oh,
Perdón,
okay, it's okay, it's okay.
gracias. Profe, lo siento otra vez yo. Gracias.
Okay, I sent you the invitation to join the group.
And decide, remove
Ajá.
Cornelia.
O sea, el primero estamos de acuerdo que es day, ¿no?
Sí.
In
Sí.
2005,
Ya, ¿lo podemos borrar?
Cornel
Pero es que ahí lo
Day.
podemos quitar, incluso ni siquiera puede, o sea, que no esté el day porque aquí ya tenemos tenemos el
O sea, that they had met.
ajá, así, o sea, simplemente voy a quitarlo así nomás.
Para pronto no confundirnos.
Ujú.
That they when decide got married, ¿no?
Ok.
Ujú.
Y sería when they decide got married.
Pero ahí el and they no está subrayado. O sea, debe ir algo más.
Entonces tocará. Es que no sé, no me suena decide and date got married. Sería o quitar, o sea, quitar relationship and they got
Okay.
married.
What questions do you have, guys?
If the exercise we can remove another word different to the how do you say subrayar?
Highlighted
Underline.
or underlined?
Underlined the sentences for
Okay.
us doesn't
Like,
make sense.
like which one? Let me see.
For example, bueno, 3 months relationship and decide got married, but we can remove and they.
Okay, so they met on a dating site.
Ujú.
For me, is they met on dating site last year and after 3 month relationship, decide got married. But we can remove and they. But if we write decide and they got married, is strange.
Or it could be Cornelia and Nono met through the dating site, and after a 3-month relationship, they decided to get married.
Okay, so now let me check. Because if you guys were talking, I just couldn't focus. Okay, so we have in 2005, Cornelia and Nono Drogman from Romania named their newborn son Yahoo to represent facts. The fact that they had met through an internet dating site. Okay. Is anything highlighted there? through the internet dating site. Through an internet dating site. Okay.
For
Yes,
me,
okay, that's
remove all.
Bien, gracias.
then guys, I'm going to silence some of the mics because there is a lot of noise, so I had to silence some of the mics. Okay. So they said they had met through they met on a dating site.
Mm-hmm.
We could say the couple met instead
On
of
a dating site?
yeah, instead of saying they, we can replace they for the couple, right? Instead of repeating, because the idea is, okay, yes, the idea is to use ellipsis or substitution, but if we are replacing names of people for the pronoun, the idea is not to use the pronoun all the time, you know, instead of saying they, we are repeating. It's repetition, and that is what we're trying to avoid. So instead of saying they, we can find another word and then the couple. We're basically saying the same. The couple met on a dating website last year. And then and after 3 months, and after a 3-month relationship, decided they were right. Oh, that thing. Cornelia was right for Nonu, and Nonu was right for Cornelia. So instead of saying all that thing, we can say they decided they were right for each other.
Okay.
And they got married. Yeah, it's to replace it, to find a way to make it shorter and to avoid repetition, and especially to make it shorter. So they decided they were right for each other. They were right for each other, and they got married. Many people named their children after famous people, said Cornelia. Many people named it after, and so did we. And instead of saying, and we also named our children after someone famous, we said, and so did we. Because remember, recuerden que el so lo que hace es como acortar. So did we. No, so did we. Did we? No, we did. So we did no. So did we. So did we. So what happens here is el so. Bueno, el so aquí en este caso es entonces nosotros también, right? Eso mismo que en español. En vez de nosotros decir, entonces nosotros también llamamos a nuestro hijo tal. Entonces nosotros también. Punto. Short.
And so did we.
And so did we. Yeah. And so did we. Y entonces nosotros también. So
Teacher?
yes. And
But
then,
did is first for do emphasis?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, porque esas son las estructuras como cuando yo digo so do I, que siempre utilizo el auxiliar de primero. So did we, so did so do I, so did I. I always use the auxiliary first. And so did we. Okay?
Can you check the other test that we did? It is already done.
Okay.
Can you scroll up? Angelica? Please sharing the screen.
Okay.
Thank you. That one, this is a man from Afghanistan who's suffering from headaches, a runny nose, and problems with his eyesight in his right eye. When he explained his problems to doctors in Germany, who did a brain scan and found a 7-centimeter pencil in his head, me suena raro.
Okay, so you say when he explained his problems or his symptoms,
The doctors
doctors in Germany, they did.
They did?
Yeah.
Mejor? They did a brain scan and
They
found
did,
a
yes,
7
doctors in Germany.
centimeter pencil.
So they were referring to the doctors. So they did a brain scan
Okay.
and found a 7 centimeter pencil in his head.
It could be like when asked, if you remember.
When they
It could
asked,
be like that. When
We
they
can omit.
ask him. It could be when asked,
yes, when
if he
asked,
remembered.
if he
How?
remember, yes, when asked if he remember how it had
So
got
delete
there.
they and him.
Yeah.
No, delete they.
When
Only they.
Asked,
yeah,
and him.
when asked, y el him también, when asked if he remember.
Teacher, so in this, in this, you can suppose only we read that the doctors are the people that ask to
Yes,
the
that they
person.
were the ones
That they
that
are
asked.
asking him, yeah.
Yes. When asked if he
If he
remembered,
how
so
it got,
so that when the doctors asked, so instead of saying when the doctors asked, when asked if you remember how it
if
had
it got
got
there.
there, the man from
The
Afghanistan,
man,
he.
We can omit, we can put hit or omit.
Instead of saying the man from Afghanistan, you say he said.
he said, okay,
He
sí.
said he
Es que como
didn't.
ese no estaba subrayado, that's why we didn't change it.
Okay.
Okay, but it was,
Okay, it's okay. If
He-
si no está subrayado, no.
it's correct to say the man from Afghanistan said he didn't think so,
The man of the man
or
from
he didn't
Afghanistan
remember so.
said he didn't think so. Yes, he didn't think so.
Okay, but
So
he
ahí
remembered.
nos está reemplazando es if he remember how how it had got there. So here it said he didn't think so. Recuerden que el so me reemplaza toda la oración. Okay, he didn't think so. O sea, he didn't remember how. But he remembered. But he remembered an accident 15 years earlier when he had fallen and had a nosebleed. Yeah, perfect.
That's
Teacher.
evidence, okay.
But
Teacher?
look, the man from Afghanistan, it's highlighted, but the man from Afghanistan, that one is highlighted. So
we replace with he.
Yeah. How?
But we can
got
omit
there.
or is the only, we only can put he.
Where? In the man from
In
Afghanistan?
this one, teacher, we can put he or omit the pronouns on or no.
The man from Afghanistan said he didn't think so, but no, he remembered. There is important. Ahí ya es importante el sujeto porque ahí estoy haciendo referencia o debo hacer referencia a él. But he remembered. Ahí sí ya no puede ser tan obvio de que estoy hablando de él. Porque puede ser los doctores, puede ser alguien más. No, pero es él. So he remembered. Okay. So ahí no lo puedes ahí no lo cambies. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, mentiras, ahí sí está the man from Afghanistan, but he, okay, ya lo vi, ya lo entendí. Okay, guys, we are going on our break. So I'm going to close the sessions and then we continue after the break. Alrighty, guys. Very, very, very good. So we're back after our break. I have to ask you if you finished the task. Did you? Did you finish the task?
In my group, we finished, teacher.
Okay. And then you guys are group number 2, right? Or B?
Yes, teacher, we are.
Okay.
Sorry for my voice.
It's okay. What about group number 1? Group A, did you finish?
Yes, we did finish. Yeah.
Very good.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, perfect. So now we can check. I'm going to share my screen here with the sentences. I mean with the text. So let's start with group number 1. Here you guys had to replace these words that were underlined or phrases that were underlined. So we had who was part of group number 1? Daniela, Freddy, who else?
Me, teacher Angelica.
Okay, very good. Who else?
Me, teacher Anna.
Anna. Okay, very good. So Anna, can you please read the text without the changes?
Yes, teacher. Okay. The man with a pencil in his head. A man from Afghanistan was suffering from headaches, runny nose, and problems with his eyesight in his right eye. When the man from Afghanistan explained his headaches, a runny nose, and problems with his eyesight in his right eye, the two doctors in Germany, the doctors did a brain scan, and the doctors found a 7 centimeters pencil in his head. When the doctors asked the man from Afghanistan if he remembered how the 7 centimeters pencil had got there, the man from Afghanistan said he didn't think he remembered how the 7 centimeters pencil had got there. But the man from Afghanistan remembered an accident 15 years earlier when he had fallen and had a nosebleed.
Okay, very good. Excellent. Now, Freddy, can you please read the text with the changes?
Sorry, teacher, if I can read it.
With the changes. The first one.
Okay. Mute. Okay, the first one with the changes. It is a man from Afghanistan was suffering from headaches, a runny nose, and problems with his eyesight in his right eye. When he explained his problems to doctors in Germany, they did a brain scan and found a 7 centimeter pencil in his head. When asked if he remembered how it had got there, the man from Afghanistan said he didn't think so, but he remembered an accident 15 years earlier when he had fallen and had a nosebleed.
Okay, very good. So you replace this, the man from Afghanistan, with when he, right? When he
Yeah.
explained his problems or his
Or
symptoms.
symptoms.
Yes, the symptoms. When he explained his symptoms to doctors in Germany, they I mean, instead of saying the doctor, so they did a brain scan, and what do you have here? And then you eliminate the doctors, right?
They found.
Yeah.
The brain scan and found, so you eliminated these and found a 7 centimeter pencil in his head. When instead of saying, when the doctor asked the man from Afghanistan, so instead of asking, instead of saying this, you simply say when asked, okay? So let me have this. When asked, when asked if he remember how the what?
It had got there.
How it
How it had got there.
how it had
Mhm.
got there. The man from Afghanistan. So what do you have here?
Said he didn't
said
think
he
so.
didn't think so. Yes,
So,
but he said he didn't think so. Instead of he remembered, said, but he didn't think so. So here the word so, aquí el so está reemplazando a he remembered how the 7 centimeters pencil had got there. So el so me reemplaza toda una oración. Okay, so he didn't think so, but he, instead of saying man from Afghanistan, but he remembered an accident 15 years earlier when he had fallen and had a nosebleed. Okay, very good. Group number 1. So let's read group number paragraph number 2, only with the changes that you did. Okay. So we have an internet sensation. In 2005, Cornelia and Nonu Dragman from Romania named their newborn son Yahoo to represent the fact that Cornelia and Nonu, what do you have here? What did you write here, guys?
Okay, with the changes, the second one.
Yeah, with it, just with that
They.
change. They, very good. That
teacher,
they,
but sorry,
Uh-huh.
teacher. We can omit all and only that say that had meet.
What do you mean?
So we can say name and there no word son Yahoo to represent the fact that had met through an internet
No,
instead.
no, because in that way it wouldn't be clear who. Okay.
Okay.
The fact that you eliminate, that you use ellipses doesn't mean that you can eliminate everything. There are some things that are necessary to be there in the sentence in order to understand what is being said. Okay. So here, the fact that had met through an internet dating site. Who? Cornelian and Nono. So they, okay? That they had met through an internet dating site. Okay. Next one. Cornelia and Nono, right? What? How did you guys replace this?
On the couple met on a dating website last year.
Okay, so
Oh,
instead
they
of
made on a,
yes, so we don't need to say they, sorry, we don't need to say they all the time, they, because that's the idea, to avoid repetition. So instead of saying they, we can simply change it for the couple. We can use the couple, which is already inferred or is already known that we're talking about Cornelia and Nono, okay? So the couple met through the internet site. So instead of saying, again, the internet site, the couple met through the internet dating site last year.
Dating site?
What do you have?
We can omit the through the internet dating for a dating site on a dating site.
Okay. They had met through an internet.
Meet on dating site.
They met through the internet dating site. So they had met through an internet. Hold on. The couple met like in a 3-month relationship. No. Yahoo represent the fact that they had met through an internet site, through an internet dating site. So met they met, they had met through an internet dating site, and then the couple met there. We could say, instead of through the dating site, we could say the couple met there to refer to the internet dating site.
The couple met there last year?
Yes, the couple met there last year. So instead of saying through the internet dating site. So the couple met there last year, and after a 3-month relationship decided Cornelia was right for Nonu and Nonu was right for Cornelia. So instead of saying that long thing, what do you have?
They were right each other.
They were right for each other. Yes, they were right for each other. They decided they were right for each other. They were right for each other. So yes, the couple decided they were right for each other. Okay, excellent. Next. Oh my goodness. Did you hear that? Did you hear
Yes.
the thunder? Oh
It
my
right now.
goodness. Oh my goodness.
No, teacher, where?
It was
Bucaramanga.
yes.
I was in Giron.
In
No.
Bucaramanga, it started to rain like crazy. and I just heard and saw a lightning and a thunder. Yeah, hopefully we don't have any inconveniences with the internet. Hopefully not. Okay. So they were right for each other and they got married. Many people named their children after famous people, said Cornelia. And we also named, instead of saying we also name our children for after something famous. So instead of saying that, and
So
And
we
so-
so did we.
and so did we. So did we. So instead of saying though, like we also name our children for something famous, we use and so did we. Y entonces nosotros también. It's just that the famous thing is a search engine rather than a person. So the famous thing, how did you replace this? It's just that the famous thing, can we eliminate it?
Meaning that this search,
It
this is a
is.
search.
It is that,
It is
it is just that
this is a
it,
search.
it is, so we say it is, it is a search. So instead of saying the famous thing, we say it is. It is a search engine rather than a person. If we have another child, so how do you change it?
Another
Instead of saying another child,
one.
another one, yes. If we have another one, we will call it Google. Okay. Very good. Guys, do you have any questions about this? Questions?
We need to study a little this topic, teacher. But
A little, what do you say, Angelica?
teacher, I say that I need to study more about this topic,
This
but
topic?
no question for the moment.
Okay. So yes, it's just like we need to analyze the sentences. We need to analyze the context and decide which phrases or which words we can eliminate or we can replace in order to avoid repetition. Okay, people, Now we have we need to work on the speaking task that is going to be graded, but we need to also check the other group's work, okay? So let's go to group B. Eliminate this. Okay, group B. We have a message in a bottle. In 2003, teenager Emily Strait wrote a message with her name and address. Then Emily Strait put the message in a bottle. How did you replace these phrases, guys? Her name and address.
We changed uh, her name with she and the message for letter.
Okay, hold on. Let me check something. Did you have it here?
Yes.
Can you
Write it
submit
here?
the
Yeah.
Yeah, there is.
Oh, so perfect. Perfect. It's this one is great.
Everything that is underlined are the same, are the phrases that we replace.
Okay, perfect. So then Emily Strait put the message in a bottle. Then she put it in a bottle, okay, and threw it into a river in Oregon, USA. 3 years later, the woman received a reply to her message in a bottle. So you say to that letter. Okay. From he received a reply. We can simply eliminate this. I don't think this is necessary. She received a reply. Because
Yes, teacher, now that you
yeah,
say it, it's true.
yeah, we can simply
How
eliminate
do
this
how do
part.
we say redundancia in English?
Yes, I mean it's
Redundant? I don't know.
yeah, let me check this word. It's
Okay.
redundancy is yes. Redundant. Yes. I wasn't like 100% sure. Yes, redundant. So yes, so the woman received a reply from a 16-year-old boy in Hawaii, Cal County. He had written a note in reply to Emily describing who he was and saying,
And that will be he, not the man.
yeah,
So
and say he didn't know. Yes.
if
And
she,
say he didn't know. And said he didn't know if she would remember sending the bottle. But he hoped she did. But he hoped she saw. No, he hoped she did. Or she will remember sending the letter. But he hoped she did. Yeah. If she would remember sending the bottle, but he hoped she did. She did remember sending the bottle. Actually, I actually sent a lot of these letters. I actually sent a lot of these. You can simply eliminate this.
okay.
Yeah.
Teacher,
I
we can
actually
also
sent a lot of
replace with messaging bottoms with ones,
where?
these ones,
Where?
in letters.
And letters, a lot of those ones, a lot of these ones. No. A lot of this. Yeah. A lot of this. I mean, a lot of these ones. No, a lot of these ones doesn't sound good in that one. No. Didn't know she would remember sending the bottle, but I hope she did. I actually sent a lot of this, a lot of these, porque es que ahí el once, ahí no lo estás mencionando, no estás mencionando las cartas, right? O las botellas con las cartas. Entonces ahí no aplicaría cambiarla o utilizar el once. I actually sent a lot of these. Esta sí it's implied that we are referring to the bottles or to the letters. I actually sent a lot of these when I was younger, said Emily, but I never expected to get one or to get a response or to get one from there. That means from Hawaii. Yes, very good. Excellent, guys. Excellent, excellent. Now let's check the second one, unexpected genius. One day in 1939, student George Bernard Dunsing arrived late for a university statistics class and found two problems written down on the board, which he assumed, George Bernard, so he assumed were the homework. Okay. Were the ones. Aquí sí podríamos cambiarlo por were the ones, porque hace referencia a los dos problemas que él le había dado a los estudiantes, and found two problems written on the board, which he assumed were the ones being given for homework, were the ones being given for homework. So he quickly, the students, so the student quickly copied them down. Okay, very good. A few days later, he apologized to his professor for taking so long Esto lo puedo eliminar. Esto está extra. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So long for taking so long. Y el to también. For taking so long to solve the problems given. But he had found those difficult. Or them también. Those or them difficult, and handed them. Okay, no, entonces those lo damos acá y el them acá. Handed them in later. Later, his professor saw him and said, "Good thing you were late that day." Very good. Good thing you were late that day. You were late for that class, or you were late that day. And explain that the problems he had solved were actually two famous unsolved equations that mathematicians had been working on for years. Very good, guys. So that's a very interesting one. This story really happens. Okay. People, is it clear? Or do you have any questions on some of these words that we replaced?
I mean, it is, but sometimes it's difficult.
Yes, it takes a lot of time. It does. It does take a lot of time to
I mean, to give it sense in the
yeah,
test
yeah,
without changing.
of course. And then you need to like reread. You need to reread and read again. Yeah, it's just practice, but it's not that difficult, guys. This topic is not difficult at all. It just takes time to find the words or the best words that fits in those sentences and that actually replace and make sense in the sentence. But it's not that difficult. I mean, it's not like a problem for you, I'm sure. So people, we are going to finish. Yes, Christian.
In the first test,
Uh-huh.
in the last sentence on Hawaii, you can scroll up, please.
Yep.
I mean, for me, is no need to there's no need to replace or remove Hawaii because honestly,
Yeah.
if you do something like that, write a message and put it in a bottle or throw it to the sea, honestly, you're not waiting response from anywhere.
From anywhere. Yeah. Yeah, I get it.
So
I
put
get
it
it.
Hawaii,
I mean, it's just that the
you're
sentence.
having meaning.
It's just that the sentence
That's
is
what it
asking us to
is.
replace Hawaii. Yeah, you could say you don't mean yeah, but the exercise asked us to replace Hawaii. But I understand your point. I mean, I get it. Yeah, I understand. Okay, people.
Okay.
So we're going to finish. This is going to be the last activity, guys. The last activity that we're gonna be working on. Okay. Because remember that next cycle, no books. So this is the last activity. This activity is going to be graded and it's about detecting lies. So we have family and relatives, how you spent last weekend, things that you love, things that you hate, things you own, famous people you've met, places you've been, your education, jobs you've done, past relationships, skills and abilities you have, illnesses, accidents, allergies you have had, unusual experiences you have had. Okay. So here, guys, we are going to listen to someone. This is a game, okay? So the aim of the game or speaking activity is to take turns to choose a topic to talk about. Okay. So once a topic has been used, other players cannot use it. For example, in my group, I'm going to read the first 3 people that I have here, or 4 people. In my group, it's Freddy, Angelica, Christian, and who's here? Harold. Okay. So I choose things you own. I choose this one. Then if I choose this, no one else can use it because that's mine. Okay. I chose this topic. I need to talk for approximately 1 minute about that topic, about the things I own. And I should mainly say or tell the truth. But I need to slip in 3 lies in the course of a minute. So for example, if I say, okay, I'm gonna talk about things that I own. So I own a house and I also own a expensive cell phone. I also own a very fancy TV, and I also own things like that. You need to start thinking about what you own. But 3 of them must be lies. Okay. When I finish talking, the others, I mean Freddy, Angelica, Christian, and Harold that are in my group, they can ask up to 5 questions about what I said. Okay, so you guys have to be extra careful and pay fully attention to what other people say. Then the other guess what the 3 lies were. For example, you say, Freddy asked me, okay, and then when did you buy your house? I said, oh, I bought my house 2 years ago. And then Angelica says, okay, you said you own a very expensive cell phone. What kind of cell phone do you own? They say, oh, I own the newest Samsung phone, which I bought last month, right? And then Christian can ask me more questions in case you need to ask me questions, right? And then when you finish asking questions, you need to, you ask questions to discover the lies, right, in my speech. And then you get a point for every lie you get away with. You can name 10 things. Okay, you can name as many things as you want, but 3 of them must be a lie. Okay. And then if I named 10 things and my classmates only got 2 correct, then it means that I get 8 points. 8 points because they didn't discover my lies. Okay. So yes, you get a point for every lie you get away with. Here you can use the useful language about making a statement. So you can say, I know it is hard to believe, but I have this. Or for example, if your category is about famous people you have met, you can say, okay, I know it's hard to believe, but I was in Mexico once and I saw Jennifer Lopez. Jennifer is such a beautiful woman and she was wearing this white dress and she was with her 2 sons, which I didn't see, but I didn't see in front of me, but I saw them passing by. You can. And then I also met Cristiano Ronaldo once in Bogota. And I saw Cristiano Ronaldo. It sounds crazy, but it's true. I saw him, something like that. And then if you have met someone famous, like very famous, you can also say, for example, let's imagine that I met Ricardo Arjona, right? And I once met Ricardo Arjona outside of a concert. He's my favorite singer, and I met him. Let's imagine that Ricardo Arjona thing was true. So you're going to try to get, yes, like Judy, like experiences with Judy, yes. Or you might not believe this, but once I saw this one, everything related to the topic that you chose from here. And then checking information. If you say, okay, tell us a bit more about your experience with in Mexico when you met Jennifer Lopez. And then you're going to try to guess if my voice changes or if I hesitate or if I doubt. So you say, okay, she's lying. Okay. So
Teacher, sorry for the word that I'm going to say, but have you ever watched a series in Netflix that its name is Bullshit?
no, never.
It is name,
What was that?
but it's like this game. You
Okay.
have to respond a random question, and the other guys have to guess if you were lying or not.
Or not.
You
Okay.
have to you have to watch one of these chapter.
Okay, I will. It sounds very
There
interesting.
is a talk show that have the same game.
Yeah, is it? Okay.
Jimmy Kimmel, I think so.
Uh-huh. Okay, very good. And then at the end, you're going to decide which statements are true or false. Is the activity clear, guys?
Yes, teacher.
Sure, teacher.
Okay, very good. I'm going to create 3 groups for this game. One person can share a screen if you want. I am going to be visiting the groups because I am going to grade this activity. Okay. So you can now join the session.